The living classrooms at Capital Land Trust, Bayshore Preserve, and Shelton are more than school field trips. Seventh graders from Olympic Middle School learned about the speed of water flow down Johns Creek at the preserve. They learned what's in the creek, macroinvertebrates, better known as bugs. Closer to the shoreline of Oakland Bay, the students gathered data on soil salinity. Capital Land Trust Executive Director Amanda Reed says it's part of the plan for Olympia Bay's Capital Land Trust, which teamed up with Pacific Education Institute to create the science, technology, engineering, and math classrooms outdoors.
Last year we developed a new 5-year strategic plan. And we said, you know what, we have some really great lands that could be really cool living classrooms for kids. And let's do more to get kids outside doing their classroom learning, the science, math, Common Core curriculum, and get them outside on our lands where we have these awesome teachable moments out here.
Olympic Middle School teacher Wendy Boles, who has taught science at the school for 14 years, praised the living classroom curriculum.
I really like the cooperation between Capital Land Trust and the school. They've been very helpful organizing and helping us to make sure the activities fit with what kids needed to do. And we're also taking it back to the classroom, and they're using it in their math classes. They made maps in their social studies classes. We're doing, got on the internet and looked up invasive species and macroinvertebrates. So we're really trying to integrate all of this into their curriculum for 7th grade science.
Reed says Bayshore Preserve serves the program well.
We purchased this 74-acre preserve 2 years ago in 2014, and we've been doing a lot of restoration. It's an incredibly important place in the Squaxin Island tribe's heritage as well as Shelton's history, but over time it's had a lot of manipulation by human use, and we're trying to do some restoration to bring back the natural salt marsh habitat and Johns Creek, the river habitat.
Reed explained that the students' work will actually help the Land Trust measure restoration work over time. Daron Williams, Capital Land Trust's Restoration and Outreach Coordinator, showed students how to measure flow in the creek by tossing in bottles of water and timing them from one point to another.
It's got high-tech, throwing Dr. Pepper bottles up in the river, and we have 2 ropes going across marking where we're measuring from. The bottles flow down there and they time it, so then they know how fast, how long it took. Then they measure the length of that so they can get velocity, and then they measure, they have an area of the stream, which depth and width, so then they get the cubic feet per second.
Boles said she was excited about the stepped-up learning program at Bayshore Preserve.
This is the most exciting one I've ever been to because we're actually getting out and kids are doing some things. It's different than a field trip. It's a field experience where they're part of the activity and engaged in it.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Which one do you want to drop?